Effects of load shedding in our communities. Understanding the impacts and finding solutions. Introduction. Load shedding, a necessary evil in South Africa's ongoing energy crisis, has far-reaching consequences that extend beyond the occasional power outage. This deliberate disruption of electricity supply affects not only the economy, but also the social fabric of our communities. From crippling small businesses to compromising healthcare services, load shedding poses significant challenges to our daily lives. As we navigate this complex issue, it's essential to understand the multifaceted impacts of load shedding on our communities. This presentation will delve into the economic, social, environmental, and infrastructural effects of load shedding, highlighting the vulnerabilities and resilience of our communities. By examining the consequences of load shedding, we can spark meaningful conversations and explore sustainable solutions to mitigate its effects and create a brighter future for all. Economic effect. Loss of productivity and revenue, estimated R2-R4 billion daily loss, South Africa. Reduced working hours, decreased output, and delayed projects increased costs for alternative energy, generators, diesel, and other backup power solutions. Increased fuel cost for businesses and households, impact on small businesses and households, impact on small businesses, and repreinchurst purchased and revenue. Increased tays in revenue, increased its stelas and revenues in Kienchurstead. Disruption of supply chains, delayed deliveries and production, increased logistics costs, reduced customer satisfaction, reduced economic growth, lower GDP growth rates, reduced investment and job creation, increased poverty and inequality, increased unemployment due to business closures or downsizing, reduced economic opportunity, tax revenue, lower economic opportunity, TL economic opportunity, jerti deti styrty sevity. Social effect. Health risks, increased risk of medication spoilage, disruption of medical services, hospitals, clinics, increased risk of waterborne diseases due to disrupted water treatment, impact on education, disrupted learning environments, reduced study time and productivity, increased risk of school closures, increased crime and productivity, increased risk of school closures, increased crime and safety concerns, increased of the staffed. Psychological stress and trauma, anxiety, frustration and stress, feelings of insecurity and vulnerability, long-term mental health impact, social isolation and disruption, reduced social interaction and community engagement, disrupted family and social dynamics, increased risk of domestic violence, impact on vulnerable populations, elderly and disabled individuals, children, and pregnant women in tone. Infrastructure and services delivery. Infrastructure impacts. Damage to electrical infrastructure, overloaded networks and transformers, increased risk of electrical fires, reduced lifespan of electrical equipment, water and sanitation services, disruption of water treatment, water and sanitation services, disruption of waterborne diseases, reduced waste management transportation system, drupstration trist question traffic prop and management increase was direction was trained. Service delivery impacts, healthcare services, disrupted medical services and operations, increased risk of patient harm, reduced access to healthcare facility education services, disrupted learning environments, reduced access to educational resources, increased access to educational resources, increased of school closures, emergency, searches started, emergency response and residuries, richer XD, injuries within is Ds, ERIs denied styles and Jensbeser. Environmental effects. Air pollution, increased emissions from backup generators and diesel-powered plants, contributing to respiratory issues and climate change, greenhouse gas emissions, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide emissions from fossil fuel-based power plants. Water pollution, cooling systems in power plants can harm aquatic life and contaminate water sources. Noise, deptonormastarite, Itchboard, Tuesday Nader Nisdaus, I returned doors in Tration to as charged her in tech. Vulnerable populations. Low-income households, limited access to alternative energy sources, relying on candles, paraffin or diesel generators, elderly and disabled, medical equipment reliance, mobility issues, and increased health risks, children and infants, respiratory problems from indoor air pollution, disrupted education, pregnant women, increased health risks, rustitation, pregnant women, increased health risk, reduced access to medical care, common cancer to occur, deltien. Community responses. Community initiatives. 1. Solar-powered community centers. 2. Neighborhood watch programs for safety. 3. Community gardens for food security. 4. Alternative energy cooperatives. 5. Load shedding schedules sharing local government initiatives. 1. Municipal renewable energy projects. 2. Energy-efficient infrastructure upgrades. 3. Public education campaigns. 4. Load shedding management plans, private sector contributions. 1. Renewable energy investments. 2. Energy-efficient technology development. 3. Backup power solutions. 4. Community development programs. Community-led solutions. 1. Off-grid energy systems. 2. Community-owned renewable energy. 3. Energy cooperatives. 4. Energy efficiency projects challenges. 1. Funding constraints. 2. Lack of infrastructure. 3. Policy and regulatory barriers. 4. Community engagement and awareness. Conclusion. Load shedding has profound impacts on communities worldwide, affecting various aspects of life, from health and economy to social stability and environmental sustainability. The consequences of load shedding are far-reaching, disproportionately affecting vulnerable populations such as the poor, elderly, and those with chronic medical conditions. 1. Load shedding exacerbates energy poverty, compromising basic needs like healthcare, education, and economic development. 2. Environmental degradation, air and water pollution, and increased greenhouse gas emissions result from reliance on fossil fuels for backup power. 3. Community resilience is tested, with increased crime rates, food insecurity, and mental health concerns.